Stresemann has been championed by many historians as the man who saved Weimar Germany, so in this video we'll look at just what he did to sort out the many problems Germany faced at this time and to create what was commonly known as the golden era of Weimar Germany. First of all, just who was Gustav Stresemann? Stresemann was elected as Chancellor in August 1923. But after a few months he soon moved on to become Foreign Minister. He believed Germany's best chance of recovery would come from working with other countries. And he did everything he could to make Weimar Germany its success once again. It didn't take long for Stresemann to start improving Germany's economic state. In 1923, he sent the striking rural workers back to work. This meant they would no longer need to rely on government handouts to survive. This helped the economy, as the government didn't need to spend unnecessary money on people who should and could be at work. In order to deal with the hyperinflation, in 1924 he introduced the Rentenmark. This replaced the Deutschmark as a new form of currency to help stabilise the German economy. Also in 1924, Stresemann signed the Dawes Plan, with the USA. Through this, the USA agreed to lend Germany 800 million marks to invest in industry and commerce. Some aspects of the economy began to recover, especially coal, iron and steel, but other sectors of society, such as farmers, remained poor. And it's worth remembering that this economic growth was dependent on the USA, who could withdraw at any time. Stresemann famously described the situation as dancing on a volcano. The following year, in 1925, the Locarno Pact was signed. This secured Germany's western, but not eastern borders, after it was signed by Italy, France and the UK. It was a sign of mutual trust returning between the countries, and Stresemann won the Nobel Prize for his efforts in this field. In 1926, Germany was given a permanent seat on the League of Nations. In recognition of its great power status. This showed that Germany wanted to be a part of the international democratic scene. And that once again it was rebuilding trust with other countries. 2 years later, in 1928, 65 countries, including Germany, signed the Kellogg-Briand Pact. This was a promise not to use violence to settle disputes. Finally, in 1929, the Young Plan replaced the Dawes Plan. This was a final agreement on the reparations that Germany had to pay. The original amount was reduced by 3/4, and Germany had 59 years to pay them back in. It's not hard to see why Weimar Germany strived under the guidance of Stresemann. People became happy for the first time in a long time, and support for extremist parties like the Nazis dropped. But Stresemann died suddenly in October 1929, just before the Wall Street crash, the economic disaster that sparked a worldwide depression. The USA pulled out of their loans, and the Weimar Republic was back to square one.